All right, welcome everybody. This is week 4 with Breathe and Believe and Lost and Found. This is our 4th week we've been doing this, and in the last 3 weeks we've talked about, there's Alicia. Hi Alicia. Alicia's not with me today, so I'm doing this one solo. So in the first 3 weeks we covered stuff like getting over stress, activating our parasympathetic nervous system when we're stressed out through breath work, how to reach deeper states of meditation, how to breathe normally, how not to breathe through our mouth, stuff like that, all the general good stuff. We've covered the vagal toning breath work, which is sort of our breath work practice that we give to all our students. It's an absolutely awesome breath work. And I got to take care of my dog right now, or she's going to be barking the whole time. So give me 1 second. Come here. Let's go. What are you doing? No. All right. Sorry about that. Breathe. So the breath work practice that we do is the vagal toning with the multiple different breath works, and we always put something in the middle there to kind of enhance it as we go along. We can always kind of upgrade it. But this week, today's practice is a very, very special one. We're going to be doing a lot of breath work, so if you guys feel like breathing right now and going deep into breath work and going deep into your body, into your autonomic nervous system, then stay with us because this is some good stuff. So let's just right now bring everything down because we're in the later part of our day. We've had a lot of stuff build up to this, so right now would be a really good time to just chillax a little bit with our breath. So let's just come right into our breath. Inhale through the nose and then exhale out the mouth. And we're just what we call sort of resetting the calculator, clearing the calculator, clearing out all the obstacles, all the distractions from our day. So we inhale through the nose and then exhale out the mouth. And literally, we want to release through the exhale breath. And on the inhale, we're just bringing in fresh energy, fresh life force. You can imagine white light coming in, exhale. Releasing out the tension. You can literally feel it leave the body through the exhale. Inhale the fresh white light. Prana, life force energy. Exhale, release. Longer exhales and inhales. Inhale. Nice long exhale. Remember, the longer exhale activates the parasympathetic. One more, inhale. Exhale. So just right there, just that little bit of breathing, for me, I know, totally mellowed me out because my dog was kind of stressing me out. And it's so often that it's so easy that we can get stressed out, especially in today's world with everything going on. There's too much distraction. There's too much stuff constantly coming at us, like constantly, nonstop, craziness. And so we got to have tools that can bring us into a relaxed state. And we've learned about this in the past lessons, that if we don't, and if we let that stress build, then we create oxidative stress. This is what I like about the camera facing me, is I can fix my hair on it. So we do not want oxidative stress. That is very, very bad. It creates inflammation. Literally all our health problems from one way or another really extend from stress and oxidative stress. So we want to reduce the oxidative stress as much as we can in our lives, and we do that through getting rid of stress when we feel it. As soon as we feel stress, we got to dump it. We got to get rid of it. And we can do it through the breath, just that longer exhale than inhale. That's really the best tool we have, is that one. So, I don't know, I feel better. I hope you guys do. So let's get started. So if you guys are familiar with, and I mention Wim Hof all the time, right? I'm actually in the training right now to be a certified Wim Hof instructor. It takes like a year. I'm right in the middle of that training. So I'm not certified yet, but I'm in that process. So I'm not a certified Wim Hof instructor, but what I'm teaching you is very similar to the breath practice that Wim Hof is famous for. And if you don't know who Wim Hof is yet, you either will or you should go Google him, because he's pretty awesome. And the breakthrough, all the science and the research that he's shown is amazing. So we're going to cover basically what that sort of breathing technique is and what it does to our body. And then we're actually going to modify it a little bit to get even more benefit out of it, because we can always improve stuff, right? So I've taken this and tweaked it. My background is heavily influenced in Kundalini yoga, and I don't know if you're familiar with Yogi Bhajan. He's the guy who brought Kundalini yoga to the States. He was all about breath work. I have a book that's this thick of different breath practices, and so I was practicing similar breath work to the Wim Hof method before I knew who Wim Hof was. It's basically a Bastrika style breathing with Kumbhaka, which is retention. That's what Kumbhaka means, is retention. Bastrika is heavy breathing, or through your nose. And then Kumbhaka is retention. And the retention's on the exhale, which is very profound in what it does. So let's go over the breath and then how we're going to modify it. And before we do, I'm going to say this, that this practice that we're doing, the modification, covers 2 different Nobel Prizes in medicine. The first one in 1998, and all the research on nitric oxide and how it benefits our cardiovascular health, reduces our blood pressure, and all that good stuff. So this is very good for your blood and any cardiovascular disease issues, and then and high blood pressure if you have that. And then the other one was just last year. There was a Nobel Prize in medicine for intermittent hypoxia. So the true sort of, it was the HIF factor of 1, which is hypoxic-induced factor of 1 alpha, if you want the scientific term of that. And I'll cover that, what that is. So hypoxia is lethal. Hypoxia is actually why people are dying from the coronavirus, and we talked about this last week, is that the blood oxygen level is dropping because their lungs can't do what the lungs need to do. So they're not able to bring oxygen to the blood, which brings oxygen to our organs, and then you have organ shutdown and failure, and that's how most people are dying, is from that hypoxia. So hypoxia is bad, but intermittent hypoxia is really, really good, and we'll talk about why. Intermittent hypoxia actually fires off what would prevent you from dying from hypoxia, so to speak. So it's a healthy versus stress. It's like a little induction of it in order to strengthen the system. And so hypoxia is basically when our body blood oxygen goes below a certain point, which is like 90%. I actually have a reader that reads my blood oxygen level, and I'm going to wear this when we breathe, and I'm going to show you how my breath or my blood oxygen level drops during the retention phase. Okay, and that's intermittent hypoxia. Okay, and so hypoxia, if you're a mouth breather, have apnea, then that can induce hypoxia that's harmful. Okay, so apnea is harmful in that it reduces our blood oxygen level when we sleep. It's a long-term effect. So we do not want to have apnea or hypoxia if we're at high altitudes, like we're climbing Mount Everest and we're not prepared, or we don't have oxygen, we'll go into a hypoxic state. That's how you die from climbing a mountain. So we don't want that. That's bad. But if you can do intermittent hypoxia, that's a different story. And so think of athletes, optimally, they want to prepare themselves or train at high altitudes. And that's because they're getting the benefits of intermittent hypoxia. They're high altitude training basically is what this is. And so that builds a body resilience. It builds, we're more effectively, the oxygen distribution between cells in our body is more effective. We can handle more stressful situations in our body. So what is happening during intermittent hypoxia is that blood oxygen level is just dropping a little bit, or short time, actually you'll see it can drop quite a bit. And what that does is the body kicks in a gear, it goes, whoa, oh crap, here's a problem, I need to solve it. Because the body can heal everything. That's what we need to really learn, is that the body can heal anything. Okay, the body's designed to heal itself. And this is probably one of the most optimal ways the body can heal itself. This is at that highest end of spectrum of how your body can heal itself, literally. And this is all new stuff, and it's going to be heard of more and more and more. So when we go into that hypoxic state, the body goes, oh crap, got to do something. So it starts strengthening the blood vessels and producing more red blood cells. And so that has all types of benefits. It gives us more energy. It gives us more blood cells. It just gives us more of that body's ability to handle situations where you need more blood cells, right? And so that's the base of, there's tons of other applications of it. It gives you superhuman strength. It gives you that sense of this is so much of the Wim Hof teaching is based on how we can build our body's resilience through these different applications, okay? Now, so, excuse me. So that's the hypoxic one. And the other one's a nitric oxide. We talked about that last week. Just better for your blood all around. So this practice does both, okay? Builds a ton of nitric oxide, induces intermittent hypoxia. Another thing it does is it creates an adrenaline spike in our body, which is a good stress. Stress is not a bad thing. We can't think of stress as being bad unless we don't deal with it or we're not using it in ways that is beneficial to us. So good stress, they call it eustress, is good, right? Especially when we get this little adrenaline surge. So what this is doing, it's releasing epinephrine, which is adrenaline, and that allows our body to create white blood cells too. So we're getting a whole plethora of different benefits from this practice. And so what we're doing with this practice is we're heavy breathing, we're deep breathing. And you don't want to be like, this is one thing that I don't necessarily like about the Wim Hof method is that it's just straight into the breath. It's just like, let's go. And someone who's like high anxiety, it's gonna be a little stressful, or if someone doesn't like that intensity right up front, that's intense, right? And so I've seen this on the boards where people are like, yeah, I'm struggling from anxiety or stress or whatever, and it's like, I feel too much stress with the Wim Hof breathing. It's because it's right up front. It's just like up front, heavily loaded, right? That's intense. So that's an issue. Not everybody likes that level of breathing either. I don't breathe that way. Only in certain situations do I do it for training, like if I'm weight training or something happens, I need that energy, then I'll do it like that. But I do it differently, and we'll talk about that. And so if you go out there and research Wim Hof, and I'm saying, yeah, go out there and do it. Research the Wim Hof method. He has tons of live stuff online. He's got an app. It's a really good way of doing his breath, but warm up with something first. Do the 4-7-8 breath. So that 4-7-8 breath, then like some Buteyko breathing, and then do it. Because then you're coming into it not in a sympathetic, not in already a stressed response mode where you might get a little irritated from it, too much fire energy. Come into it with more balanced moon energy, relaxed energy first, and then do the heavy breathing. And then by doing so, you're gonna get the benefits so much more from the practice, especially in the breath retention, because in the breath retention, the key to that is being relaxed. So when we're holding our breath, we're holding it for over a minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes. Okay, hold your breath for a really long time, and your body can do that because you're flushing CO2 in that breathing. So by coming into it, 4, 7, 8 breath, relax, it's going to help. So we're going to do that. We're going to do 4, 7, 8, then we're going to do it, and then we're going to do my modification after we do a couple rounds of the Wim Hof. Okay, let's see. So what's happening during the breath is that we're hyperoxygenating the blood. I like to say hyperoxygenate because I don't like to say hyperventilate, because people say hyperventilate's why you're feeling high. This will make you feel high. This will make you feel radical, awesome. It will make you feel like amazing, tons of energy. You can get the deep sort of internal awareness, inner guidance. You can have a spiritual experience. This releases DMT, which is that spirit molecule. When we have a deep dream state, this is what's happening. Is we're releasing these different chemicals in our body, and that's what this practice is also inducing. So it has a very powerful effect. It's able to heal people's trauma, right, through getting us in a higher states, higher frame of mind, and feeling stress. The stress is actually helping us deal with stress. It's an inner resilience thing. So it's right up the alley of Lost and Found. This is how you build inner physiological resilience in our body. It's through something like this. Helps us deal with stress. Reduces cortisol overall in the long run. So there's so many benefits from this. So when we're hyperventilation, this is why I don't believe it's hyperventilation. Because hyperventilation is when we're like, and then we have a panic attack and we can force ourselves into stress just through breathing that way. And it can be very problematic. Hyperventilation is no good. But we are. Now the reason why I don't believe, another reason why, because we're bringing so much oxygen to the cells, to the blood, to the brain, to the lungs, right? We're flushing CO2 at the same time. That's why we can hold our breath for so long. Through that CO2 flush. It's also flushing toxins. Tons of toxins we're flushing, right? But, so we're getting all that hyperoxygenation of this, okay, and we feel that euphoria. You feel that like, whoa, okay, I'm starting to feel it. Now, some people might not feel it the first round or the second round, but after a while they will, or some people feel it right away. Here's why I don't believe it's hyperventilation, cutting off oxygen to our brain, and this is why we feel high, is because in 3 breaths, I can get there. I can get that feeling, right? I'm not cutting off oxygen to my brain. So in 3 breaths, because I've done this so much and know the experience of that life force energy, that prana, that sort of energy feeling through my body is there right away. So that's different. That's different than if we're hyperventilating and to a point where we're losing oxygen in our brain and then we feel all funky. Do you guys ever play the pass out game in high school? You ever play that? And you come up and you go like this and someone pushes on your chest and you pass out? Yeah, it feels great, but it's not healthy. It's not good at all. Michelle, do you remember playing that game? I just saw you come up. But anyways, that's not good. That's not what we're trying to do here. We're not trying to hyperventilate, and we're not trying to pass out. We shouldn't pass out. There should be no passing out in this. This should be totally healthy, totally normal. So I've never had someone pass out, ever. In all my classes, all my workshops, and I've done this with a ton, thousands of people, and no one has ever passed out. So if you're doing breath work where they're saying you're probably going to pass out, it's not right. It's just, we shouldn't be doing breath work where you're going to pass out, okay? Now there is a warning here. We don't want to do this in a bathtub, in a hot tub while we're driving, just in case we pass out. We don't want to do that. So don't do this while you're driving. Don't do this in a hot tub. Don't do this in a bathtub, okay? And hopefully we won't pass out, so we'll be perfectly fine. But that's really the only condition that's really harmful of this. If you have, if you have epilepsy, can't do this because it creates, it can trigger epilepsy, so we want to stay away from that. Any cardiovascular disease, don't want to do it. Any severe heart problems, health problems, or if we're late stages of pregnancy, don't want to do this breath work. So let's continue with what the breath is doing. So we're flushing CO2, we're hyperoxygenating the blood. It's creating alkalosis, which is a high pH level, okay? And there could be all sorts of benefits. We know that we're always trying to raise the pH in our blood. We're raising the pH through this breath to a point where it might taste like alkalinity in your mouth. Did you ever test batteries in your mouth when you were a kid? Someone showed me that. Like, how do you know if there's energy in a battery? You put it in your mouth, a battery, and you can taste the alkaline in it. So you might taste that same alkaline in your mouth. That means you're creating higher pH in your body, okay? And so we breathe like that, 30 deep breaths, flushing CO2, start to get all high and feeling good, all like tingling on your skin, in your skin, your lips, all that good stuff. And at the last couple of breaths, we go deeper. Really flush it out. And then the last breath, hold for a second, then release. And then we relax in the breath hold. And this is key. I'm gonna have my music on to kind of help chill out the mood, right? So we can relax longer in the breath hold. And this is where the magic happens. This is where it's like La La Land starts to begin, is in the breath hold. Long breath holds elongate brain waves, which bring her into deeper brainwave states, which are conducive with deep levels of meditation. Okay? So you might never meditate. You might go, I can't meditate. I can't go deep in meditation. And in this, next thing you know, you're in like alpha, theta, gamma brain waves. You might leave your body. It's possible. You might astro travel. It's all possible. I mean, seriously, that's how deep this can get us. This type of breathing. If you guys are familiar with my transcendental breath work that I do, they're an hour long. This is very similar, only it's shorter. It's not as deep as an experience. This is more of something you might do daily, and that one isn't. Okay, so there's a different practice than that. But you can go extremely deep, and you can get into really, really profound, deep levels of meditation. And then so just Google, what are all the benefits of meditation? You're getting them all. And you're not sitting for a half hour or 20 minutes trying to get to that state. You're breathing yourself into that state. And at the same time, you're getting all this feel-good molecules and chemistry and all this stuff through your body. Plus, you're getting the nitric oxide and you're getting the intermittent hypoxia. So it's like you're super charging your whole body. Like this, it's amazing what is happening in your body with this breathing practice. Okay? So we 30 breaths in and out. Really deep, as hard as we can. We're gonna make sure we're breathing through our whole body, not up high in our chest. Through the whole body, and then we exhale, hold the breath. I'm gonna call how long we hold for. If you can hold that whole time, awesome. Otherwise, inhale. We hold the breath on the inhale. That brings the energy up to here, the third eye point. You might feel it up here. Your eyes are closed. You might see stuff, and then we release. And everything relaxes. Then we're in that super chill state. Total relaxation. Then we go into the second round. So we're gonna do 3 rounds of this. Let me just check time. We're doing a lot of breathing. So like the last half hour is gonna be breathing. So we're gonna do 3 rounds of this, the Wim Hof style, and then I'm gonna show you my modification of brings more nitric oxide and bring us into a deeper state, in my opinion, of meditation, but it's mellower. It's not as, you're not gonna be able, you can sit or lay down. You can definitely lay down. Laying down is gonna relax your body more so that you can hold your breath longer, and it's gonna be more meditative. So let's go ahead and get started. Remember, no epilepsy, no pregnancy, no one with heart problems or severe health problems. This is a deep breathing exercise. We don't want to trigger anything. So let's go ahead and get ourselves prepared. Lay down or sit. I'm going to do it with you. I'm sitting, but you want to make sure you're not on a super high chair like I am where you can fall and hit your head on something. Just in case. Remember, no one's ever passed out, but we want to be really careful just in case. Alicia, did I miss anything? You want to, or are we good? Oh, and I'm gonna have this to show you my blood oxygen going, dropping getting into that intermittent hypoxia. Okay? So we'll start with the just a couple rounds of 4, 7, 8 breath. Everyone ready? Let's do this. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. If you've never done this, go for it. Just do it. This is epic stuff. Okay? If you're just cruising through and you're like, whoa, what's this? This is epic stuff. Came in at the perfect time. Join us. So we inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Let's build that proper body awareness of the breath. So when we inhale, feel the breath expand through the belly, the lungs expand. And then exhale out the mouth, everything contracts. So we're literally feeling the expansion on the inhale like a balloon. Exhale, release. Now inhale for a count of 4. Hold the breath. Slowly release for a count of 8. Inhale for 4. Hold the breath. Slowly release for a count of 8. Inhale for 4. Hold the breath. Slowly release for a count of 8. Feel everything relaxing, everything calming and relaxing. We're getting into our body chemistry, into the magic of our body and its ability to heal. So let's bring a respectful amount of awareness and intention around our self-healing and also our self-empowering abilities. This can bring us beyond life's obstacles, make us much, much bigger than the challenges of life. So let's go ahead and begin the breath. So imagine like you're blowing up a balloon. You start on an inhale, exhale. So it's a full body breath. So imagine you're blowing up a balloon, even on the inhale. Full breath in, full breath out, full breath in, full breath out. Feel the breath through your whole body. Keep breathing nice and deep. Start to feel that tingling. Breathe deeper into that feeling. 4 more breaths. 3 more. Breathe a little deeper, deep inhale. Deep exhale. 2 more, deep, deep inhale. Deep exhale. Deep, deep inhale. Hold the breath. Release the breath. Release all the air out. Squeeze all the air out. Squeeze it out. Squeeze it out. Push the air out. Now 1 more deep, deep inhale. Release the breath naturally. Now hold the breath wherever it is and relax everything. Hold the breath. Everything relaxes in the breath hold. Feel the inner stillness. Hold the breath for as long as you can, and when you need to inhale, take a deep, deep inhale. Hold it all the way to the crown of the head. You can feel the energy coming up to the crown. This is where you'll feel that burst of adrenaline, and then release the breath. Relax everything. Nice gentle breathing through the nose. Do a second round. Start to do the breath. Deep inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the mouth. Like you're blowing up a balloon. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Full breath in, full breath out, full breath in, full breath out. We're breathing through your whole body, filling your body with the life force on the inhale, exhale, releasing. Just keep that breath going. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Deep inhale, deep exhale, deep, deep breaths. Ten more. Try and deepen the breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, Deep, deep inhale. Deep exhale, all the breath out. Release it all out, squeeze the air out. Now deep, deep inhale in. Hold for a second. Feel the tingling sensation through your whole body. That's completely normal. Release the breath naturally. Relax the breath out. Hold the breath wherever it is. Relax everything in the breath. Hold. So allow yourself to go deep into meditation, deep internal awareness. Everything relaxes. Only when you absolutely need to inhale. Otherwise, hold the breath. Deep, deep inhale through the nose. Bring the energy into the third eye point. Hold the breath. And then release. So as you can see right now, I'm in a hypoxic state. My blood oxygen levels at 75 to 73%. My heart rate dropped. It was up to 90, and now it comes back because I'm regular breathing. Feel how deep of a meditation you can feel right now. And now we'll do my modification. Just follow along. You can still do it through your mouth if you really like that feeling. Otherwise, we're going to do this through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. So nice deep breaths. Full body breathing. Ten more breaths, make them deep. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2. Deep, deep inhale. Release all the breath out. Squeeze it out. Squeeze it all out. Deep, deep inhale through the nose. As much air as you can bring in. Another sip of breath in. Another sip of breath in. Hold. Release. Relax everything. Hold the breath. Everything relaxes in the breath hold. Only when you need that inhale. Deep, deep inhale through the nose. Hold the breath at the crown of the head. Release. Relax everything. Just feel. Last round, we're going to do a deeper modification. Use the right hand and the right thumb blocks the right nostril. Deep breathing through the left nostril only. The mouth is closed. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Left nostril only. If that nostril's blocked, just do both nostrils. Deeper breaths. Deep, deep inhale. Deep exhale. One more deep inhale. Deep exhale. Now use the ring finger, block the left nostril, open up the right nostril, and now breathe through the right nostril only. If it's blocked, do both nostrils. Deep inhale. Deep exhale, as deep as you can. Three, two, one. Deep, deep inhale. Release all the air out the nose. One last deep, deep inhale. Release. Relax the hand. Hold the breath out. Relax everything in the breath hold. body awareness and just feel very, very gentle breathing through the nose only. Gentle inhale, gentle exhale. Now hold the breath. Gentle inhale, gentle exhale, hold. Gentle inhale, gentle exhale, hold the breath. Gentle inhale, gentle exhale, hold. Come back to regular breathing through the nose. Take a nice slow deep inhale through the nose for a count of 7 seconds. Feel your whole body fill with the life force energy, every cell in your body expanding, lighting up. Hold the breath. Feel a sense of lifting and expansion through your body. Filling your body with the life force energy. Release the breath through the mouth, big exhale. Slow, deep inhale through the nose. Keep it coming, nice, deep, long inhale, hold the breath. Feel everything lifting and expanding. Maybe another sip of breath in. Feel the energy when you take that little sip in, release the breath. Last one, slow, deep inhale for 7. And hold the breath. Every cell in your body right now is having a powwow. Release the breath. And relax everything. Then just tell yourself optimism, joy, and gratitude. Optimism, joy, and gratitude. Feel the energy of those words. Optimism, joy, and gratitude. Now whisper to yourself, radiance, bliss, and love. Radiance, bliss, love. Radiance, bliss, love. Feel the energy of those words. Radiance, bliss, love. Feeling radiance, bliss, and love through your whole body. Continue in meditation, you can just turn off the video. Otherwise, you can slowly open your eyes and we'll go over what just happened. So, that was a 20-minute breathwork session. 20 minutes, what we just did in our body. It scientifically is almost unbelievable. Some of what is occurring in the body. They even believe it's possible that we're releasing stem cells. Now you guys saw how easily it was for me to get into the hypoxic state. Whenever you heard this thing beeping, I actually turned it off because it's annoying when I'm trying to meditate. That's me in the hypoxic state. Okay? And so I was in the hypoxic state for most of the whole entire practice. My body gets into hypoxia easier than most, but you can get one of these and they're really fun to play with. The longer you do the breath hold, the more you're going to get into that hypoxic state. So Oh, thank you. Yes, it is amazing what we can do for ourselves, right? Just through the breath. We all have it within us. It's all within us. So that's taking that sort of the Wim Hof style breathing to the next level when we came up and started doing it through our nose. Well, this is still kind of the same. But when we start doing this, that to me is more advanced because our lungs have to be strong enough to do the breath through each nostril, right? And so we're strengthening our lungs. Think of what we're going through in terms of COVID-19. This is probably the best thing you can do to prepare yourself for it out of anything I know, period, is this. Because we're strengthening our lungs too. Tons of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide shown to inhibit the reproduction of the SARS coronavirus. That's a scientific study, okay? Nitric oxide, we get it through the nose. So when we're doing the single nose, we did 15 on one, 15 on the other. This is how I like to do it. 15 on one, 15 on the other. Exhale, hold. 5 rounds of that. That's my daily practice, okay? And that's getting all the nitric oxide benefits, because if we're breathing through our mouth, which is the typical way that people do Wim Hof, some people do it through the nose, yes, but typically it's mouth breathing, we're not getting the nitric oxide. So the nose breathing, we're getting the nitric oxide, we're stimulating all this stuff, right and left brain, one side, the other, hyperactivating right, left brain stimulation. So we're doing crazy good stuff for our brain, right? And we're strengthening our lungs in that process too. We're strengthening our respiratory system and everything. And so then you realize, or you might have noticed that when we were done, then we went into the gentle inhale, gentle exhale, hold, which is Buteyko breathing. We've covered that every week. Buteyko breathing is epic. It's almost the opposite side of the spectrum from the deep breathing, because now we're gentle breathing, hold. That's holding my hypoxic level. So I was able to hold the hypoxia through, all the way through those gentle breathing. So I had a good, nice, solid, extra 2.5 minutes of hypoxia. Intermittent hypoxia, right? So that is huge. Go ahead and do your own homework on intermittent hypoxia. Like I said at the beginning, hypoxia is fatal. That's how people are dying with the coronavirus. That's how people die when they climb a high mountain. The blood oxygen level drops over a long period of time, shuts down the organs. When we do it in short periods of time, the body goes, oh crap, I need to create superhuman ability so I can save myself. So it does that, and it builds blood vessels and red blood cells and stimulates hemoglobin and all that, and it gives us energy, and it gives us that energy rush, right? Did you guys feel the adrenaline? Like that, I hold for a long time, then we inhale, it's like, whoa, it's like, just burst. I'm sweating. That is a heat-inducing practice for sure, so you will get really warm. Could get cold too, you never know. But that adrenaline spike, epinephrine, okay? Google Wim Hof, YouTube, and go look at all the scientific studies. Go to the ones that are like the animations of the science. So like Google Wim Hof studies, they're like 6 to 8 minutes long. They're super informative, okay? We just created that epinephrine boost. That's an adrenaline spike. White blood cells. Our body's creating white blood cells. Oh, and anyone get the third eye opening, the like, whoa, deep meditation? Like deep, like total. If you had a brain monitor on me, I was easily in close to gamma waves. Easily theta, deep theta, deep alpha theta, deep meditative in that. And then pull it deep in, deep out. Come out, you're fine, right? So yeah, that's as good as it gets. I study this stuff all day, nonstop, every day, and that's the best practice I've found for doing, for body resilience, for building our core body and getting us into deep meditation at the same time and building that energy body. That's what it's all about. What else can I cover? I hope you guys enjoyed. Whoever stayed, did the practice. This stuff is unbelievable. It's the highest spectrum in my opinion. I've been doing yoga for 20 years. Nothing I've ever practiced compares to this stuff. Physical yoga is great, but when it comes to what we're doing internally in our body and the deep states of meditation we're getting into based on these practices, this breath work type stuff, this intense breathing is incredible. So thanks for joining me, guys. If you came in halfway and you're like, what the hell was that? It will be up in a little bit and you can watch it from the beginning. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'm always available. Thank you, Lost&Found, for being so awesome at what you do. Thank you, Alicia, for helping me on that back end. And thank you, everybody, for watching Breathe and Believe. And if you guys want that practice, all you got to do is email me and I'll send it to you. I've got it written out. We've got it. Probably put it on our website, on our homepage, because it's such a coronavirus thing. Like, literally. So, awesome. Have a wonderful evening. Yeah, rewatch it for sure. If you can, rewatch it because it's a good one. All right. Thanks, everyone. You guys rock. Have a wonderful evening. Keep up the good vibes. Go enjoy this beautiful night. I know I am.